Hello everyone, Yasaf here, and in this training video, part of this series about Book Like a Boss and webhooks, I'm going to walk you through the process of integrating Book Like a Boss to Google Sheets through the power of webhooks and Flowmattic. So Flowmattic is a WordPress automation plugin that you can install on your WordPress website, like an alternative to Integrately and Pebble Connect. So you can install it on your website and run multiple automations with multiple steps and simple conditioning. And you can send information from Book Like a Boss to most common app these days. And Flowmattic constantly introduce new and new apps and new features. So we thought that will be a great addition to this series of training videos about webhooks to allow you to see what's possible also with Flowmattic as an automation solution. So just like with other videos in this program, I want to give a quick reference and an overview about the places that you can go ahead in Book Like a Boss and add webhook information and configure webhook integration. So the first place will be from the left-hand side from the other settings menu. You will click on integrations and you will see that you have the option to manage webhooks here at the bottom. And here you will be able to click on add to add the webhook address that we will receive from Flowmattic, as I will show you momentarily. Now the thing here is this setting is global. So if you have a similar process that will run for all of your booking and services, this will be the place to set it up. So you won't have to set up multiple integrations and multiple webhooks. So again, if the flow is the same, the global option is perfect match for you. But we also have another option to go into a particular service. And from the top here, to click on the webhooks icon and clear the global option and then click on add. So this is very useful if you have automations that are very much different from each other. They use different logic, different apps. Maybe you manage automations for different customers and you use different automation platforms. So this option here will allow you to set up a specific webhook for this specific service. Okay. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to stick with the global option to simplify things. And I'm going to head over to the manage webhook section here. And I'll click on add. So I'll be able to paste here the webhook URL. And the webhook URL is something that we can take from Flowmattic itself. So this is the Flowmattic integration, screen integration window when you can see all the different apps that are available with your installation. So once you install the plugin on your WordPress website from the Flowmattic menu, just go to integrations and make sure that Book Like a Boss is installed. Flowmattic has actually introduced a Book Like a Boss app. And if it's not installed, just click on install and you will see a message telling you that the application is being downloaded and installed on your system. And you know that the app is installed once the label here says installed. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm using Google Sheets that I've already connected. If you use some other tools like MailChimp or Publy or whatever, just make sure to install the right tool in the same way. And the next step, once the app is installed, is to click on a new workflow here from the top. And I'm going to choose webhook as the trigger, as the first option. So once I choose webhook, you see that Flowmattic provides me with a catch address. So this is the address that I need to select, right click and copy, head over to Book Like a Boss, click on add, and then simply to paste the address here. Now it's very important to paste the address first before selecting the different events, because Book Like a Boss automatically saves and refresh every time when you make a selection. You can see the notification here at the top. So if you would choose the events before pasting the address, this row will simply be removed because Book Like a Boss will try to save the settings, but there's no address to use, so it will clear out the row. So paste the address here first, and then choose the specific events that you would like to trigger. Okay, so for example, if a meeting is being booked, just created, or canceled or scheduled. Okay, so we have that in place. Once we have that in place, and once we have the trigger setup here. The next step is to click on Capture Webhook Data and to open up your booking page here. So we will open up the booking page and we will go through the booking process to send the test data to Book Like a Boss. So I'm going to select just the time of the day, and I am going to enter all my personal information just to complete the booking. And once everything is done here, I'm going to click on Book Me, and the booking is successfully completed. So I can head over back to Flowmattic screen. And right now, as you can see, I have all the meeting information captured. So I have the type, which is booking created. I have the information of the service provider. So this is very useful if you have multiple seats. You will be able to see who the meeting is being booked with. All the customer information, participants. We have the coupon code. We have all the information available to us here. And then, unfortunately, at this point, Flowmattic doesn't have a text formatter that will allow us to manipulate code data, or in Google Sheet doesn't have the option yet to go ahead and look for certain rows like we did with other videos in this series of videos. So I'm going to keep this integration very simple. I'm going to add a filter step that will only fire and trigger if a meeting has been booked. If the meeting has been canceled or rescheduled, nothing will happen. And I'm just going to send all the information from the webhook to Google Sheet by adding a new row. So the first step here, I'm going to click on the plus sign and I'm going to choose filter. So we see here filter by Flowmattic, and I'm going to choose only to continue only if a certain condition is met, it's been met, right? And then the condition is I want to look for type. So this is the field, and I want the text to, let's find the text to contain. And then I usually use contain with text because it's not case sensitive. If you use exact match and you write your text string with capital or non-capital letters, then text filtering sometimes gets confused in the process. So I use contain, and then I'm simply going to write booking created, which is the event that Book Like a Boss sends when a booking with a meeting is scheduled. And I'm going to save and test. Okay. So now you can see here that the status is success and the flag is continue because the conditions are met, which is good, which is great. Now the next action is choose an application. You can scroll here down a little bit and you can see that I have Google Sheets already integrated with my account. So I'm going to choose Google Sheets. And the action is to add a new row. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on refresh. So Flowmattic will be able to go to Google, to my Google account, and bring up all my worksheets to the plugin. And now here at the bottom, you see that I have a new option, Google Spreadsheet Live Sync. So I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to select the relevant worksheet. And then the sheet itself is sheet 0, which is the right one. And then I have the option, all the columns that are set up in this Google spreadsheet, I have the option to send data to the relevant column. So I'm going to click here at the value field. And from the webhook information, I'm going to choose booking ID for order ID, customer email to show up from the booking as well, first name, last name, and the status is created. And I'm going to manually type this because I'm not going to take this from the webhook. I just want you to see that you also have the option to type in values manually. And I'm going to map the coupon code from the previous step. And the platform here, I'm going to simply write Flowmattic. Now, to be honest, there are other ways to manipulate the data for the coupon code, the short version, so Google Sheets and formula. They go beyond the scope of this video, although they are totally doable with some extra knowledge in how Google Sheet works and how to use formulas. You can still extract the coupon information, but I'm not going to dive too much into this option through this video. And then once we have all the information here set up, I'm simply going to click on Save and Test. And once we have the success message, I'm going to go head over to my Google Sheet account. And here you can see that I already have the information here. So with that, we have accomplished a simple integration that enables us to take information from Book Like Your Boss through webhooks and Flowmattic and our WordPress website, which is super effective, and send them to most common autoresponders. If I will go to the integration section, that you will see that we have the option to connect, MailChimp, and Zero Bounce, and Talk to, and additional other responders. We can send information to Stripe, and we can submit forms with it. So you can trigger multiple actions. If you already use some tools in your business, you can simply send information to your WordPress site, and from here, just trigger multiple actions and multiple automations in other um, apps in your business. For example, also you can submit an order in WooCommerce, so someone can go to your Book Like Your Boss account, complete a certain booking, and you can trigger other automation in WooCommerce and so on and so forth. That's it. Super easy, super helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer any question you may have. Thank you for watching.